Alright, good day YouTubers. Uncle Dave with DC's Adventures coming to you with another video from the review rug. Today we have a really special Mora, one of my favorite knives you can buy on the internet right now. I think it's the best deal on a knife on the internet, which is a really big claim. We'll talk more about that in a little bit here. This is the Mora Companion Heavy Duty. At least that's what it was sold to me as on Amazon Prime. I spent $17.19 on this with free shipping. The box though says Mora Knife Heavy Duty F. F is for fluorescent. Alright, so I'm not sure exactly what the name of the knife is, if it's the heavy duty, if it's just the heavy duty, if it's a heavy duty companion. I don't know if that makes any difference. It probably doesn't. But this knife is super sweet, especially for under $20. You really can't get a knife that's going to beat this on the internet right now. I really don't think you can. For under $20, you definitely can't. But for $20, you get a knife that's really worth a whole lot more. So let's take a look at this thing. I got this fluorescent orange, easy to find in the woods when you set her down, easy to find in your backpack when you send someone going to looking for it. This blade right here is a 4.1 inch cutting edge. The whole overall length of the knife is 8.8 inches, and the thickness of the spine here is 0.125 inches, or an eighth of an inch, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, if you're familiar with Kephardt's work, he says that that is basically the requirements for a good bushcraft knife. You need a knife that's going to be an eighth of an inch, so you can still do a little bit of prying and a little bit of batoning and some heavy work with it. But this is small enough to do a lot of carving and, you know, dressing out game and cutting into fish and stuff. This is a perfect knife for it, this Mora Companion Heavy Duty. This thing really is awesome. It has the Scandi high carbon steel that you get from Mora. The thickness of this blade is what's so freaking amazing. The handle is a little bit thicker than the original Mora Companion. If you're familiar with the Mora Companion, the original one, the handle's a little bit thicker and the blade is a lot thicker. This is a great tool, and really this knife, I mean, the handle is made of cheaper plastics, but actually the handle works really good, and these cheaper plastics don't swell or do anything weird when they get wet. I'd say that this knife, the blade on this knife, is definitely right up there with all of my $100 Healy knives and a lot of other $100, $150 knives. Like, this blade is a high carbon Scandi grind blade that you're going to be able to get really sharp every single time that you sharpen it on a little whetstone. I'm just really impressed with how well it works, and the thickness and everything. And I have carried a Mora Classic as my main neck knife for many years, and I love this little knife, so maybe that's why I like this bigger knife so much. But look at these two together. Let's see if we can get a look at that. You see that? See the difference in thickness? Man, it's crazy how thick these Companion Heavy Duties are. Just like my Mora Classic though, this thing carves and does all that small fine work and all that nice camp work you need to do when you're cooking at camp and everything like that. This knife is just so perfect. $17. Once again, I don't think that you can beat that deal. And I thought it was such a good deal that when I originally started filming this video, I stopped filming the video and I placed another order for one in military green. So there it is. There's the one in military green. And I'm actually going to put that one in the orange case and put this orange one in the military green case. And this one I'm going to put in my hiking pack as my backup knife, and this one I'm going to use around the farm and homestead the next couple months and just really beat the crap out of it. And then we'll come back and take a look at that and talk more about the kind of work that I really got done with this knife. But I've already been using this one for a couple days, and I'm going to tell you that it is an amazing knife. And these knives come completely polished, which the spine is polished, so it's not going to throw sparks until you run a bastard file over it and make that a 90-degree angle sharp again. But it's just barely polished, so that's going to sharpen up really quick for you. But this blade is completely polished. Like, you can't even see or feel really any of the tooling marks anymore, which is pretty amazing. This military green one only cost me $15 even with free shipping with Amazon Prime. So for $15 even, man, a fully polished blade like this in high carbon steel, and it's a Mora, so it's going to take an edge every single time you sharpen it up with a little stone, no problem. It's going to come right back every single time. It's that great high carbon steel, that Scandinavian high carbon steel that they use over there. Good stuff, and I get excited because this knife is amazing. I mean, especially for someone who uses this little Mora Classic for so many years, I just can't believe how nice this knife is. These these blades are, I mean, man, this does the work of a $100 blade all day long. So not much more I could say about it, but go out and check one of these out. I suggest you buy 2 or 3 of them, then you can stick them all over the place, have them in different backpacks and pouches, and then you always have a knife you can rely on, handy as an extra knife. When they're this cheap and they work this well, this is a good spare knife to have. It's a Mora Companion, heavy duty, or just the Mora heavy duty. I'm not sure what the difference is. Again, you might have to go and do some more research to see if there's any difference between those two, because I don't want you to go and look for this knife and not find the right one. But on Amazon, it's listed as the Mora Companion Heavy Duty, fluorescent or military green. As always, thank you for joining me. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think about these knives. From the review rug, Uncle Dave, DC's Adventures. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Alright, real quick at the end of this video, I figured I should mention this knife is comparable with the Bushcraft series that Mora sells. Okay, but these knives are only in the $16 to $17 range. The Mora Survival, that's all orange and has the rubberized handle, is like $35 to $45, and then the Mora Bushcraft is about $45 to $50, and the blade's black on that, so that's the difference, but it's the same exact blade except for it's black, and it has a rubberized handle. I think this handle is definitely just as comfortable as the rubberized one on the Bushcraft. I mean, the difference is in price. It's only about a third to a half of the price of the Bushcraft and Survival series, and I think it's just as good a knife. And basically the sheath is just as good, but on the Bushcraft you do get an option of having a ferro rod on it, and I think you can even have that orange Survival model with a ferro rod for like only $45. So it's something to consider. But this knife, man, even if you wanted to test this knife out, this will give you a pretty good example of what the Bushcraft is going to do for you. It's pretty much the same knife, but with just a little bit of changes in the handle. But it's all about that blade. It's all about that blade. Alright, well, I'll see you guys in the next one.